addiction and alcohol abuse is on the rise, and it is a crisis. So my question is, what are you going to do to address this menace? The issue of narcotic drugs. How are you going to manage to tackle the issue of trafficking of drugs? And Chair, just allow me to echo the issue on IDs, because I come from a border constituency, that is Teso South. If you're going to Uganda, members will pass through my constituency. I welcome you. And our men have married from Uganda, from the diaspora. So I have a situation where we have grandmothers. These ladies were married 20 years ago, 50. Up to today, they're being treated as foreigners. They cannot own property. They cannot get IDs. This process is so tedious, it is long, and I will be following, assuming we approve you. I think there's an area I'll be following up on you to see whether it can be improved so that these women can be recognized. So that they can own IDs and they can own property and they can enjoy all other services as Kenyans. Thank you.
Russell.
Thank you very much, Chair. Professor, if the House approves your nomination, you'll be the first lawyer who will be sitting in Interior. That in itself will be a history. In Kenya, there are two laws that are operating. One law is in the 67% that you talked about, and the other law operates in the remainder of the country. What the honorable members from the pastoralist communities have raised are far-reaching. It is about the exclusion of those communities who live in ASAL areas, whether they are ID cards, whether they are cattle rustling, whether they are killings, whether they are inappropriate application of the law. So my question to you, because Interior is the anchor around which Kenya moves, but more and more we see that the problem is not even in Pokot, it's not in Marsabit, Isiolo or Garissa. The problem is in the office, which fortunately you might occupy. How do you intend to go about in making Kenyans feel that they are in a unitary state and they enjoy equal opportunity as Kenyans? Thank you, Chair.
Professor, mine will be on professionalization of our security agencies and provincial administration. I did go with you to many parts of this country where your predecessor will use the provincial administration to scatter our rallies, use the chiefs to execute political errands, thus making the provincial administration untidy. The Constitution 2010 has a place for the provincial administration and the politicians. What will you do different from your predecessor?
Thank you. Professor, those are 4.
Thank you. Let me start with the last one. The President has already pronounced publicly that it is not the intention of this administration